Alright, hello everybody, welcome to another Warframe video, and today we're going to check out yet another stance, and it is going to be Wise Razor, the currently only stance we have for two-handed Nikanas. Now this one has been simplified quite a bit, so it only comes with 3 combos. It also has a V polarity and a pretty cool description. It's described as a stance that has deftly executed sweeps and slashes. So we started off with a basic button mash combo, which is called Threshing Grain. This starts off with a triple strike where the first 2 hits do 200% damage and the third one does 400% damage. You then transition into an overhead slash that does 300% damage before doing a sweeping attack to the right for 300% damage, and you finish it off with another overhead strike for 500% damage. Now it is also worth mentioning that the second hit of the triple strike procs slash, the third one procs impact, and the follow-up overhead attack also procs impact. This is straight up the best combo on the stance. The multipliers on the multi-strike are absolutely insane, it looks really cool, and the final attack, on top of doing 500% damage, likes to hit headshots and it will knock enemies down, so it does a ton of damage. Moving on to the forward combo, which is called Cut Thrice. This one is pretty basic, so you start off with 2 sweeping attacks that cleave enemies in a cone in front of you for 200% damage, and you top it off with a fancy pirouette that will also cleave in a narrower cone in front of you, but this one does 400% damage and it procs impact. This is just a terrible forward combo. It starts off great because the first 2 cleaving attacks actually allow you to sprint while you're performing them, but as soon as you get to the third attack you come to a screeching halt so your Warframe can do a fancy pirouette. And finally we have the forward block combo, which is called Calling Thunder. This one starts off with a triple strike where the first hit will cleave all enemies in front of you for 200% damage, you then jump forward and stab the sword into the ground, which does 200% damage as well, and then you pull the sword out, which causes a slam and does 300% damage. You immediately transition that into a stab, which does 300% damage, and you top it off with somewhat of an AoE strike that does 400% damage. Now while this one looks significantly cooler than the standard forward combo, it is still pretty terrible because it's a forward combo where in the middle of it you come to a screeching halt so you can do a slam. And I don't know if it's just me, but when I'm holding forward, I want to move forward. And now onto a bit of a bonus, because the heavy attack on this is pretty nuts. So it's called Lover's Farewell, and the first stage will cleave everything in front of you for 600% damage and it procs slash, and the second stage is a double strike that hits everything around you twice for 300% damage, and both the hits proc slash as well. The amount of damage this can do with the proper build is absolutely ridiculous, and I think it's what most people will be using this stance for. Now, there is only one enemy that, at the moment anyway, drops Wise Razor, and it is the coolant Arachnoid. These can only be found in Orb Valleys, where they follow their big mum, the Exploiter Orb, around, and they have roughly 1% chance to drop the stance. So to farm these, simply head over to Orb Valleys and faff around the Temple of Profit until you find the Exploiter Orb. Once you do, just annoy it and it will start spawning these Arachnoids. And now we come to the conclusion. So what do I actually think about the Wise Razor stance in the second phase of Melee 3.0? Well, to put it simply, it's complete and utter garbage. I have no idea how they managed to take this stance, which was just finesse itself, it was beautiful and I loved it, and completely and utterly brick it. Especially considering that the Wise Razor was made with Melee 3.0 in mind, right? They said it's gonna be far more streamlined, it's gonna be a little bit simpler, it's not gonna have any crazy combos, so I didn't expect it to change all that much, let alone be completely butchered when they rework it for Phase 2. This stance is just really weird, it doesn't make sense. I mean, for starters, it's missing a combo, right? That's not great. Then the 2 forward combos, where you want to be moving forward, make you come to a screeching halt halfway through them, and that feels terrible. And the one combo that actually has great forward momentum is the stationary combo. Like seriously, who decided this will be the final configuration of combos for the Wise Razor? It really and truly saddens me because the Wise Razor used to be one of my favorite stances in the game prior to the second phase of Melee 3.0, and now the only thing I do with it is that I put it on for the extra capacity and then I just run around and do heavy attacks. So yeah, the Wise Razor stance has unfortunately seen better days, but it's not like you have a choice in the matter, you're gonna have to use it if you want to use two-handed Nikanas, because right now we don't have other stances. And that is pretty much it for the video, so I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.